Heather. Desi should be joining soon. Let me know if you can't hear me. My normal mic is not working, so I'm using something different. Hi, Nicole. Okay, I'm not going to use it then. I will use something different. I'm just not going to use a mic. 1 minute.
Okay, can you hear me? Is it still very staticky? My normal mic is not, can't find it. I can't find it. So, that's fun. Okay, Desi said she will be joining soon. So tonight we're going to be discussing, we'll wait for Desi to join, the MisAdventures of Callie Compton. So for the Definitely Readers Book Club this month, for July, we are reading this book. You can see it here. And I'm Katie James, Carrie for short, as it's my sign name. And this book is, I've already, I finished it. Was not supposed to. So that's fun, right? I'm going to check one thing. BRB, that's better. I'm going to check one thing. BRB, that's better. In chapter. Oh, Desi's joined. Okay. Hi. Welcome. You okay? So happy Wednesday. 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. Yes. Better? Can you see? I can see me better. So welcome. Yes. Welcome to Definitely Readers. We will be discussing the book we are reading, chapters 1 to 10. The title is The MisAdventures of Callie Compton. We're just going to use Callie Compton for short because that's going to be complicated to keep fingerspelling. Callie Compton. So, yes, Desi, I had just started explaining what tonight was doing. Okay. Did you finish chapters 1 to 10? Yes. 1 to 10. Did everyone else finish 1 to 10? So if you are a part of the club and you've joined on Fable, I hope you've also joined on Discord because there is more discussions happening there. It is easier to set up the chapter separations. For Fable, we found out this month that if you don't set it up at the beginning, you can't later, after you've accepted the book for the month. So when I went to click the book and put it on, it said that you can't have other options. You can just do those 3. And I was like, are you sure? Before I set it up. And it was just no other way to change. You can. It's just complicated. I had to do that for Unravel, the first book that we read. I had to do it for that book. But you can't after you set it up. So anyways, if you're not on Discord, I would suggest that you go and join there. And also it's easier to have other like conversations with the group there. Like if you wanted to discuss more about other books or signing or just common topics there. So just a reminder, I'm Katie James. My first name is Carrie. My name. And I am hard of hearing. I am simcomming. And I'll be voice interpreting for Desi. But if she wants to talk, I will let her decide. If not, I will voice interpret for Desi. So, Desiree, Desi. Hi, I'm Desiree. My sign name, Desi. I'm deaf. I sometimes am voice off and I will voice interpret for her. Tonight I decided I will be voice off. I'm very tired. Okay, so there's already been a lot of discussion on Discord about chapters 1 to 10. So what are your first thoughts about the book so far? Everyone, Desi too. I'm not. Okay. So my first thoughts, I have 2. I'm a little bit nervous if I don't like it. Like the last book we read was disappointing, and I don't want this to be a disappointment too. But then I started reading it, and I was just like immediately fascinated, captured. Because the way she is talking, hey, I'm Callie, this is what happened, I'm just going to tell you my story. This is what happened, definitely. Oh, okay. And then it keeps going. Okay, so that's the first thing. You said 2? You said 2? 1, you liked how the story was written. The style of the writing. And honestly, it's not my favorite. No. I like dual. I'm fine with 2 points of view or more. That's fine. That's not my problem. I personally am not a fan of what you liked, where the girl is just sitting back and she's just chatting and that's how it's written. Like, I want to be in the book. Like, I want to feel like I'm in the story, but when it's set that way, I feel like I'm hearing the story and I can't imagine myself in it. Interesting. That's a very different perspective for me because I imagine it. I'm reading it and I'm seeing it and I'm like, oh, looking around and she's trying to escape and changing her wigs, and I see that. But it's interesting that you said the way that you hear it. Okay. We're going to tell our readers deaf and hard of hearing people have ASL brain and English brain. Which do you think I am? I am, for me, I'm a very, well, you know, I was raised hearing. I was raised very, very English with my dad is a pastor, so is very strict on English and writing and grammar. So I think that's maybe why I don't prefer that kind of writing. It's not that I can't imagine the story, because I can. I always see more like a movie when I'm reading. It's not just reading the words, like I'm seeing the actions, but this kind of writing, I feel like I'm sitting with friends and I'm just hearing or reading a story, right? Like I'm not where I can like put myself in the story and become the character. That's a personal thing. Yeah, it's just different. I'm fine with dual. It's not my problem. It's more that it's very, very writing. Very, very laid back writing. Yeah, very relaxed. Yes. But at the same time, and everyone knows, I've already like read the book. Like I finished it. It took me 4 hours because it's very fast reading. Yeah, I was commenting on Discord. I hid. Yeah, I grayed out. The still got the alerts. Oh, calm down. I'm still reading. Yeah, that's true. Oh, there's 12 new messages. Okay, let's see. Aw, Eden, I'm sorry that the video's not working for you. Is it working now? So Eden said that she likes the personalities of the characters. Yes. So the last book, we were like, most of the people were disappointed that the characters were not very, they didn't have their own personalities. Like you couldn't understand who was talking, and there was a dual point of view there, but this time, yes. So the characters we have Callie, who is the main female hearing character. We have Daisy, who is deaf. She is the other female main character. And then we have Chris. So yes, Callie and Daisy were best friends before Callie escaped. So the background of the story, Desi, do you want to sign it and I'll voice, or? Okay, sure. Okay, roll up your sleeves. So the story is about a hearing girl, Callie, and Daisy is deaf, but they don't say that until later in the story, in chapters 1 to 10. But Callie finds out that her grandmother is a boss of a criminal, of a mob, yeah, like a mafia boss. She is the queen bee and did not know. And so when Callie was growing up, she was teaching Callie to become other characters and did not know that and didn't realize it wasn't normal. And then she realized, oh, and then her grandmother let her know when she was 18 that I'm actually the boss of this family and you work for me now. So she's like, oh, hell no. And she left. Well, she waited 6 years, right? So till she was 22 years old, and then she left. Yeah, yes. So she found out about her grandmother when she was 18. And then she waited and like waited for her time to leave. So she was 22. So 4 years. Okay. And then she left. And she stole her grandmother's black book, like the book of names, of people, all the information that is there. Yeah. So her grandmother, she left. Callie left. And she is explaining what happened in that journey where she escaped. And she is going all around Europe. She is in Sweden. And her friend, Daisy, so she is deaf. And she's been deaf. So she's always lip read. And she's catching what people are saying. And her family does not learn ASL, nothing for her. So her father works for Queen Bee. Yeah. Queen Bee, whatever. So he works for her, and she finds out and is catching what is going on. And when she was younger, but she didn't tell Callie. No, she didn't tell Callie. So she goes, Daisy goes to college. She goes off to college. And they don't see each other for several years, for those 4 years. And so she left, and then Callie escaped, and then she comes back and finds out, yeah. So she's trying to find Callie. So the whole book is about Daisy finding Callie, and then also if they can, I don't know, take down. Do you understand, like, where they beat, not beat, but they win, not take down, that's like a website, take down, not a person. Get rid of, yeah, get rid of Queen Bee. But like basically end the family, the mob family, right? Like they want the government, not really the government, but kind of. So that's the point of the story. And in the book, it is LGBTQIA. So the women, they start falling in love with each other. But they were best friends first. They did not know. No, they thought each other were straight. Yes. And then later they realize, so there's a miscommunication. Well, it's not really a miscommunication. It's more that they weren't like out yet. Like they didn't know who they had feelings for each other, but they didn't really know that they. Well, no, I'm just saying, like they had some feelings, but they weren't 100% telling people that they were lesbians, right? Lesbians. So there's a lot of comments. So 1 minute, we're gonna catch up. Hi. So Nicole said that she feels like it's a friend telling the story. Yeah. After the first few chapters, I like got used to that and I was fine with it, but it's not my normal preference to read that kind of writing. But I did really enjoy the book. Okay. Said, so it's really easy reading. It is much better than the last book. Yes. The same thing. Delia. Sorry, Delia. TikTok on the point. Jordan Page said, TikTok is on point. I am writing a novel with a deaf character and I'm looking for insight. Well, hi, welcome. Yes, this is the perfect place to meet, deaf, hard of hearing people, and then also we're reading and allies too. One suggestion would be to get a deaf sensitivity reader to go through your book after you write it to make sure that you're being respectful and showing a true deaf representation. Desi may have some other things to add. Yes, I do. First, we recently we're a deaf sensitivity reader for an author who wrote about 2 deaf characters, and she did an amazing story. It's called Quiet, Beautiful Things. So if you're curious and you're looking to get some ideas on what it looks like, but also I do suggest that you read more books that have good examples for deaf representation. This book, The Right Sign by Nia Arthurs, Unravel by Amelia Loken. We both have a list of book recommendations that have good deaf or hard of hearing representations in books. It's linked in our bios if you want to see them. And also, it is really awesome that you want to write about a deaf character. That is amazing. We are looking for more books and more representation. So if you want to contact us and ask any questions, we are great with that. We're happy to help you. Yes, she said it. So, but yes, just contact us. We'll be happy to help. Thank you, Heather. So Eden, yes. So I actually made a comment about that on Discord about that when Daisy said that the comment says that the short-sightedness of not realizing that Daisy's usefulness is part of the family. Like they missed that. Like they missed like how much Daisy could help the family. That was funny because I don't remember the chapter, she says something about like they're wrong if they thought that I didn't like learn their secrets, if I didn't realize what was happening and I caught their lips like and they thought that I would be fine with whatever was happening. They're wrong. I thought that part was funny. I don't know whoever wrote that book. Yeah, the deaf character has leverage against her grandmother, yes. But, girl, why did she do that? She is asking what book, and she said what? She didn't have it with her. What? Oh, why did she separate it? To keep her safe. Yes, but that means she has to do an apology tour and go back and all the women she dated. Oh, that was funny. I felt bad. Okay, that's later. That's later in the discussions. Dang it. Yeah, but chapter 10, and she says, where is it? Oh, in the farm there. And that was the first thing that she mentioned. So I'm assuming. Yeah. Well, I mean, she did make a good choice, because if she had kept that book with her the whole time, it would be easy to just kill her and then, get the book back. So separating it to where only she knows. Now, should she have done, like, maybe have a backup? Yes, but she's not tech savvy, right? Like, Daisy is very, 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 oh. I can't talk about it now, but yeah, I read the whole book. So who wants to know what Daisy's job is? I think it's very, very secret. Do you want to see what I'm doing? Go away. And then she's typing. Yes, right. So I'm thinking she works for the CIA. Well, they're in the UK, so it wouldn't be the CIA. MI5, right? They're kind of CIA. I was pulling up. That kind of thing, yeah. Nicole, how do you handle that? Like, don't have to know, like, what they're doing for their job, but not even telling you, like, where they work. That's hard. That's annoying. Yes, like, I mean, she has to be. She is very, very good with computers. Like, I kind of feel like she's almost a hacker more than she just works in IT intelligence. Like, so she has a secret job like that. Ooh, that's cool. How is it growing up working with, oh, so this is for Nicole. So how is it growing up with your father working like that? Harriet the Spy, That's my favorite movie growing up. I did write. I have a journal actually in my house, and I had like a book, and I would write down, and I'd put it, write down everything I saw, and I'd put it aside. So one of my favorite like books, like series, like growing up, and the movie too was Nancy Drew. So that one's good. So, yeah, it's really hard to see, but the author of the book is Alyson Root. Yeah. So, and you can find it on Amazon. It's on Kindle, and they have a physical book. I tried searching for it in the library, but I couldn't find it. It's fairly cheap. It is written, the setting is in the UK, so, well, not really, it's in Europe, but she lived originally in England. And Daisy currently lives in Scotland. So they don't specifically say they use BSL, but the assumption, they just say sign language. I don't know if they had deaf sensitivity readers, but so, like, for everyone who's read chapters 1 to 10, like, so far it's been handled, like how Daisy is deaf, like the signing, how Callie is simcomming or only speaking to Daisy. Remember that part where she comes back and then they're talking to Betty and Betty says, "Come here." And they have an interpreter right there, and the interpreter is scared to sit with the grandmother because the interpreter is very scared because the grandmother is part of the mafia. So Daisy says, "It's fine. I will talk." So she is talking. Yeah. So she's talking, and then she says she'll lip read, and so it's easy to figure it out. Yeah. So Daisy does lip read. She does speak. I'm assuming she speaks a lot at work. Yes. So I don't know. So that was the only part that I really struggled with reading, because from what it read at the beginning, it seemed like Daisy was fully deaf, like more like you than me, right? Where on the phone, but maybe she did do FaceTime, or maybe. But if you remember, Callie said it's really loud, like the volume, like the sound is all the way up. So maybe she has hearing aids. It never says if she has hearing aids. It never says like what kind of deafness, like on the spectrum, like what she has. So there are a few parts so far that I'm like, but most of the time it's very respectful. It's been a good representation for a deaf character. And I like how they didn't specifically say like BSL, they just said sign. Like, I thought that was like cool. I agree with that. So two things. I like some that the book shows some sign, like for the right sign. Oh, a sign for home. No. Okay. Wait a minute. Give me a sign. Yeah, give me a sign. That they explained how they signed that word, and that was cool. But I also like how she, or he signs. So I like both. But I wish some books would have clear explanation of what kind of deaf on the spectrum. Do they have hearing aids? Do they have a cochlear? Do they simcom? More more than what we read. I want more specific information. So it's funny that you say that so that you can imagine it. So it's funny that you say that, because when I think both of us, like when we've been writing, we have been very specific. Like we have explained that, you know, she has hearing aids, she has a cochlear, she does not choose to wear hearing aids because she's generationally deaf. Like they do sign only. They grew up hearing. They went to deaf camp. Like I know that the book that I'm writing and the book that Desi has started, both of us have been very, very explanation of what kind of deafness, if they signed, if they didn't, if they're simcomming. Like I have specific ways that I'm showing simcom and sign and then spoken English. Like I do each, like I'm showing sign as italicized, and then simcom is italicized with quotes, and then English, spoken English, is just quotes. So, and then at the beginning of the book, I'm saying if you see this, it means that it's signed, kind of thing, right? Because I want that. Keep this in mind, authors. Keep this in mind. Because I've struggled with figuring like out how to show in the books, in the writing. So, anyways. So Delia, 1 minute. So she's catching up on comments. So Delia said that the level of deafness enriches the story. Callie does say that yelling won't help Daisy hear. Yes. Okay, so it's funny. I'll wait for Desi because she may think it's funny or not. So Eden, I don't know if the author is deaf, but when I was reading about the author, it didn't say deaf, and normally if the author is deaf or hard of hearing, it says it on the bio, especially if they have deaf characters. So the assumption is that she's hearing, but she may be late deafened. I have to think about it. I was just replying about that. So normally we research on the author, and then the last book is a hearing author and no connection with ASL or deaf community. So it's obviously in her book. So this one, we were reading it and it seems pretty good. It might have a connection with the deaf community, but sometimes the author's background is quiet. So it doesn't, I was saying that normally if an author is deaf or hard of hearing, it says it. Like it's written, but there was nothing when I read her bio. So the assumption is hearing, but I could be wrong. It's true because Amelia Logan, her book, she wrote, I was an ASL interpreter, and then I worked in the deaf community, and then she is having, so she has a history with the deaf culture. And this author, we don't know. So the other comment that was said is that Callie says yelling doesn't make Daisy hear. Of course. But it immediately reminded me of the part where Callie is teaching Chris, the male. She's teaching him profanity words. And she said, because I'm a kid at heart. Sign name. Yeah, she taught him ABCs, like spelling his name, nice to meet you, like simple sentences, and then profanity. Of course. And then when all three of them meet for the first time, when Daisy finds Callie, and she meets and finds her, and is not in a good way. No. So Callie is, she met a girl, a woman, a waitress, and when they finished work, they went off together to the waitress's house, and they had some sexy times. Some sexy times. Yes. And then Daisy was walking. I'm here in this town finally, but it's late and I need to go. Yeah, she's just walking. And she's looking, and she Callie comes out at the same time. And shit. They look at each other, and the other woman is talking and hugging, and they're just like staring at each other. Hi. And then they go to the hotel and explaining. And then when they're signing, she's what? She did not understand. Yeah, the other woman. The other woman. Yeah. Oh, Chris. Okay. She said, bye, the woman. I'm sorry, this is my friend. In a long time, we have not seen each other. Bye. I'll see you later. And then she meets Chris. Daisy meets Chris, yeah. And this is Daisy. Okay. Hi, my name is Chris. And that's all I know. So Daisy is chatting with Callie. And he's just like, what? So in the Discord, yeah, it's a very funny part. On Discord, you chatted that, or someone, maybe a different person chatted about not sure if like Callie's like sign, I forgot who, but someone said not sure if she is still fluent because it's been years since she's used sign, and so is she rusty and is curious about that. So that answer is a little bit later, but she's kept using sign, and she's teaching other people to sign, like when she's traveling. It just makes a comment about it later, like she said something. I don't remember. Honestly, my perspective, if you use most of your life, you still remember it. It's like riding a bike, yeah. I find myself that when I'm signing, the more that I'm signing, the easier it is, because I'm hard of hearing, so I speak most of my day job. So I don't, like, no one at my work signs, but I chat with Desi or other friends, and then when we see, like, when we're each other in, like when we're actually hanging out and we're chatting and signing, it's more fluent because I'm using it. So if she was like rusty, it's easier with deaf hanging out, yeah. So you're signing faster, and then with hearing people, it's a little bit slower. It's not like, yeah. With my family, they don't assign, and they speak. So when I sign to my husband and my kids, it's not the same with talking to true deaf and signing. Yeah. That makes sense. Delia, that's amazing. I took French, and I can read it, and Spanish, and I can read it, but that's about it. If I have my hearing aids in, sometimes I can understand it, but if I'm reading the lips, then normally I can catch most of what they're saying. But yeah, responding, I already had problems responding in a different language. So it's been 8 years now since I've used like French daily. No, I never, because remember, I didn't really learn sign until college, until like later in college. So do I want to learn it? Yeah, of course. That would be awesome. I would honestly prefer to learn like BSL or Auslan first, because there's more people use that one. because BSL is used for like all of the UK, and then Auslan is like very, very similar, and there's a lot more that are similar to BSL. So, oh, maybe it's Auslan. Maybe. Lingvano has BSL, yeah, to teach. They have 3. ASL, BSL, I can't remember the third one. So, Linvango? I might be saying it wrong. I, I don't know. It is a paid app, but it is a sign, like it teaches you sign language, and it uses deaf teachers. So it is a good app to use if you're interested in learning sign. So we're reading a book by deaf or hard of hearing authors, or books that have deaf and hard of hearing characters. Yes. So far we have read Unravel by Amelia Loken. She is hard of hearing. She was an interpreter and she's late deafened. The Signal by Mike Duke. He is hearing. Perfect Silence by Carrie Lamore. She's hearing. Song Below Water by Bethany C. Morrow. It is a hearing author, but this one only had ASL representation. It was not deaf. Right. Is that it? I feel like there was one more, or not? No, we started in April. Okay. Yes. So we're native signers, but understand Carrie learned ASL later in college. I grew up with sign. So honestly, I wouldn't say that I'm a native signer. I say you are, because you're learning, but you just learned in college. Okay. Okay, I'm deaf. Yes. Okay, I understand. Okay. Okay. So yes. So we do have a list of books that have deaf and hard of hearing characters, and some of them, like, we're just gathering all the books, but some we have read and some we have not, and we're editing that list all the time to make sure that the recommendations that we give, like, for example, this Song Below Water, we're not recommending for deaf characters. The book itself is fine. It's a POC siren story, and for having 2 young Black characters, it's very good. But for deaf, hard of hearing representation, no. So we won't add it to the list. But for this one, I will be adding it to the list personally. And Desi she found another one today that just sounds very interesting. Yeah, but it said the character has hearing loss, but doesn't sign. So maybe we'll see. And okay. Oh. So, have you read a book called Butterfly? I missed that one. So, yes, on the list, we have it separated into children's, middle grade, young adult, um, adult, adult romance, nonfiction. So it's all separated on the list, but we do have, and there's a lot more that we will probably be adding. I think I have maybe 100 books on the list right now. Less, probably around 80. Yes, of course, you can suggest books. So what age is considered late deafened? Really, it is a spectrum. It is a big spectrum. Many people start losing their hearing late 30s. It just depends. I mean, so the point is, how late do you have the language deprivation? Yeah. So that's important. So if you're deaf or hard of hearing and have no access, no learning ASL, no interpreters, that is more concerning than what age is considered to be late deafened. So in example, if you've seen the TV show, what is it, Switched at Birth, right? The girl who plays Daphne, her name is Kate. Yeah. Oh, Leclerc. She's French. Or her parents or I don't know. Her family is French. She has something where she's losing her hearing slowly. Yeah. So technically now she is hard of hearing when the show happened, but she wasn't deaf. But she keeps it's just a constant loss. So another girl, Elise Richards, she she's on Instagram. Really, technically, she didn't start losing her hearing until she was 17, right? Was she 17? I think so. So late deafened can be, normally it's after you have the language you need. So for English, if you've been speaking English the whole time, and then you're 22, 23 years old, and then you become deaf, technically I would consider that late deafened, because you weren't raised deaf. So I was raised hearing, but I experienced the hearing loss when I was 2. I got sick. They didn't find it until I was 5. Speech therapy. So I had hearing aids since I was 5. I don't consider myself late deafened because I grew up hard of hearing. It really depends. Yeah. Amelia Logan, she started losing her hearing when she was 30s. So she was older. So she already knew ASL though. She already had the background. And it really just depends. It just depends. It's not an easy answer. Oh, yeah. Progressive loss. Thank you. It seems like some people are having problems with TikTok tonight and can't see us. Well, I'm curious if it's because of the weather. Yeah, that is fine. I mean, yeah. You can also label yourself hard of hearing. Oh, bad weather. So the hurricane. It sounds like medicine. The name Beryl. I don't remember. So we're in Alabama. We've had some wind today. I've had some. I'm more north, Alabama, so she's right here. Yeah. I'm an hour from her. Beryl is a gemstone, I believe. I thought the name was Benadryl. I couldn't remember. It's funny. So if we want to discuss more 1 to 10, what do you like? What don't you like? The chapters 1 to 10. Benadryl makes sense. So you're in California. Wow. Butterfly page. 1 minute. I just feel, I forgot about my tea. Oh, it's cold. Dev typically don't, sign and then we hit it. Yeah. Okay, if you want, I can shut it down and start the live again. If that would be helpful. I'm not sure if everyone wants to do that or not. I will leave it up to you guys. I'm happy to, if it's working for some and it's not working for others. So the book that we're discussing is The MisAdventures of Callie Compton by Alyson Root. And I don't have a physical book this time. I just have it on my phone. So we're talking about chapters 1 to 10 tonight. So far we've had some discussion, but if there is any more that want to delve into it, like we missed some things to talk about. So all 3 of them finally met, they sat down, and now fine, they decide, okay, we're gonna work together. And so Daisy gets an annoying call from Gary. Ew. Ugh. Just, ugh. I wanted to say, how do you not realize after working with her for a few years that she's a lesbian? He doesn't get it, yeah. Yeah. I can make her straight attitude. No. Go away. So it's funny, FaceTime, where are you? why are you traveling? I just want to make sure you're safe. Sure, Gary. It's funny. Oh, what? Yes, Chris ran away. And that's how he met Callie. And she felt touched in her heart, and he said he could join. And her story is sad. His dad does not accept that he is coming out. So he wanted to send him to conversion place. Yeah. That. Where, so he escaped home. He's young too. He's 19. I mean, it is young. And yeah, she's 28. So she's almost 30. And make sure she said, oh, thank God he's 19. He's not a baby, whatever. That's true. If he was younger than 18, like, there could be legal problems with, like, helping, like, Chris. It is very sad. It is a very sad story. But I feel like it's a common story for a lot of kids. So, yeah. That game on Kelly. Oh, that's cool. Heather, that's funny. I told him I'm lesbian, and he just doesn't understand it. Just is blocked. Yeah. Okay, fine. You want to date me? Please date me. No. Go away. Go. Ah. Yeah. Okay, so did you see the recommendation, the butterfly cage as a deaf teacher at a hearing school? That's cool. I like school books. Well, books set in like school. Are you writing it down? You writing it down? Perfect. Do that too. Jennifer, hi. Jennifer, where were you? Okay. Okay. So, quick question. What do you think about that they found, like Daisy found Callie through the, like, all the women, like, here, here, here. the trail of women, of broken hearts. Like, how funny is that part? And with their freckles, the same freckles. I know there's freckles anywhere. Yeah. And so that's how she found. It is funny how Betty didn't find her that way. Well, I don't think Betty, yeah, is very technology savvy. Yeah. Yeah. It did. It did. It was an easy read. Yes, we're gonna add it to the list, Delia. So Chris figured it out immediately. Oh, you found her through that girl, the girls. Then felt like Kelly is like, ugh. It's like, stop. Okay. Shut up. And then, like, she immediately just found a different girl again. Like, really? Oh, wow. Oh, what were we saying? TikTok is not working well tonight. So one on page 63, the quote, watching the dismissal of someone you love to happen just because they are different is awful. That quote was just, yes. Yeah. Sorry to distract you, but Heather commented. Oh, okay. Heather signed. I meant Heather commented. Oh, that's funny. So he had other secret alibis or secret names when they arrived to the farm. Yeah, Lucia, where were you? You gave so many orgasms. And then they're standing there and greeting, and they're just like, yeah, okay, what happened? And she just becomes a different person. Yeah. Yeah. So the book is said that it was a hilarious like journey with, you know, misadventures, falling in love, and like all of this, and it is really funny. It so far it's had some serious like parts, but it's also had some very lighthearted, and it's a like I really did enjoy the book. But we're only talking about chapters 1 to 10 tonight. I have to wait. I do too, Nicole. I like the mixture of the serious and the light. Not salad. Mixture. I did mixture first, and I was like, wait, no, this. My signs are wrong tonight. Yeah. Okay. So I have a few quotes that I have highlighted, and I wanted to say a couple. Page 10. Daisy comments, so I was born deaf, so I will never understand the options for the family. Talking about the mafia. I'll never be considered for working for the family for her deafness. So deafness is not equal to my usefulness. And then I'll leave it to my own device, meaning I will do it myself. Even by my own dad. So the mafia, you're deaf. You're not useful. What? excuse me, she can lip read everything that you're doing. So, Do you think she's useful? Yes. So it's funny. But that quote, deafness does not equal usefulness. Yes, exactly that. The other quote, so it's good. It's not about deafness, but more open. When Chris is commenting about his background to Callie, and she says, the way I see it, you did not run away, you left the toxic environment. Yes, you left. You did not run away, you left. Boundaries, yes. Setting a boundary. Yeah. That's very good. I have a few comments that I will say probably, maybe I think it's next time, is when it gets in that part. But I've written down all my thoughts to make sure that I don't forget before we meet again. Yes, one comment said if they decide to get in the family, I don't think she would accept it. Yeah, if they decided to invite her to the family, she would no. No, I agree. No. Well, it's more like you didn't accept me to begin with. Why should I do anything for you? Yes, 11 to 17 is the next chapters. Monday or Wednesday, it depends on, do you want to vote now? We can vote. Okay, 1 minute. So, originally we had planned to do Monday nights, but it seems like that's not good for most people to do the book discussion. So we're thinking about moving it back to Wednesday nights. Let's see. Oh. No, I don't want that one. It's not started yet. Sorry. All right, good night, Eden. The poll is up. Ooh. So go and vote. Oh, I see the poll for the first time. I guess I've ignored it most times. Yeah, now. So far it's Wednesdays only. Okay. We can make it work. I made it today, so next week it should not be a problem. I have a late meeting, so I'm not going. So the reason why we were planning to change it for this month in July, my kids are doing bike races on Wednesday nights, and we don't normally arrive home before 8:30, and so it was a little bit late trying to get like everything together and start. No. Tonight was fine. We arrived home in time. I just didn't want to have to hurry after the competition, so we planned to change the day, but it's fine. Next week I have a late meeting, so I'm not going to the race. So, yes. The comment, if you're looking for, this book is not in the library. It is LGBTQI characters. It may not have, the library might have it. Kindle Unlimited, Kindle has it. You can buy the book there on Amazon. There's the physical book. Said they couldn't find it in the library. But I don't think the reason is because it is LGBTQIA. I don't think that's the reason why. But more that it seems like it's since it was published in the UK, and I think it's a like self-publish. I don't know if they are a big, yeah, it's written in the UK. So, and there are some authors who have books in the library, but not all. And then also, I don't know for sure if it's like self-published, and normally those are not in the library. Some can be, but that's if the author gives it to the library. So that. I'm curious, one of our readers is from the UK. I'm curious if they found it in the library there. That's an awesome question. Let us know. Oh, good night. Yes, Heather. Indie authors don't normally get picked up by. Now, like the one thing that I'm sad, like not tired, a little bit sad about is it's a deaf character. Like they need more of that in the library. Yes. So the only thing you can do to change it is to meet the librarian and ask for, do you have any deaf characters in your books? And here are some suggestions. They're really good, and get them to talk about it and get it going. That's how I started with my local library. It's a very, very small town. It's in the country. They don't have a lot of options. So I asked if you have a deaf character, and they said no. And I have some suggestions, so I gave them some suggestions. And they did get the Niall DeMarco book. Niall DeMarco. It's Deaf Utopia. Yeah, they got that book. And Astrid, she's hard of hearing. She has hearing aids. Astrid, the astronaut. Astrid, the astronaut something. I told the author there, I found the book at email library. I did not know that. Do you have more? The only one I could find? Yes, I have 4 other books. Oh, I want to read that one. Okay, so we're going to change to Wednesday night. We're just going to go back to Wednesday nights for book discussions. Desi, we probably need to make a post about that. I will probably tomorrow. That's fine. It seems like most people are done discussing the book tonight. Is there any like last minute comments, questions? Let us know. Maybe 5 more minutes. Yes, that would be awesome. I would love to have the indie like area in the library. I do know that it is hard because libraries only have, you know, a portion of like money to use, and using or buying the book like rights is more expensive. So a book could be 2-3 times the price, and then the audiobook could be 5 or 6 times the price, and they only have so many like checkouts, so they can do it like 100 times, and then they have to like retire the book, or they have to like buy it again. So, but I do know some libraries will, like, if you have a book and you want to donate it, like, for the library to use, you can. Then they don't have to pay because you've already like given them the book. So like if you're an author, like an indie author, you can give your book to let them have people borrow it. And normally they will put it in the library. That's my plan. One day. Any last minute about the book? Yes. So it is. It's fun. It's funny, and it's a little bit spicy. And it is fast. It just keeps going. Like the action just keeps going. I've not, yeah, yes, that book, yeah. La 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 la. I'm not really okay. So I used the word. Well, it says that it's a romance book. I used the word raunchy. You know that word? Yeah. Very wow, very sexy. I want to be surprised. Okay. No, I'm not going to tell you what happens. I'm just saying, um, I'm just saying that I don't normally use that word to talk about a romance book, but it fits it because it is a funny, like, story. So, like, it matches. Oh, there's a lot of bands. Yeah. Okay, well, I guess we can say good night. I'm sorry for the TikToks that weren't working for the other people. Hopefully next week will be better. If not, we can move to Instagram. That would be an option. Okay. Chapters 11 to 17 next week on Wednesday night. Question: are we voting for our August book next week to give people time to get it? So probably Wednesday night. Maybe we can, this weekend, you and I can discuss and like decide on the options, what kind of book, and then we can do the Discord and the Fable vote. We can start it on Wednesday of next week and then announce it the next Wednesday. Yes? No? Maybe so. Plan. So it would be good people time to get the book, because some people just, it takes a long time for them to get it. No, I understand. I think that we need to do it in the middle of the month to make sure that next month is planned. We know what we're doing, all of that. So that sounds like a good idea to me. Ah, thanks. You're welcome. We'll hope to see you next week. Remember to go to Discord and discuss there. We've discussed a lot there to keep the conversation going. Okay. Yes, same. I do go through my library if possible. So hopefully the next book will be. Okay, good night. Bye. Happy reading. Yeah.